Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had an awesome Thanksgiving. I know I did. I spent so much time with friends and family and I was so blessed and so thankful just for all the food and fellowship we got to have, and hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving too. Comment below and let me know if you celebrate Thanksgiving where you live, and if you do, what your favorite foods are, your traditions, anything like that. I love hearing people's holiday traditions and everything. So today's also going to be the very late announcement. I'm sorry you guys, I was not able to get a video up this weekend just with the craziness of the holiday. I should have planned it better, but nonetheless I did reach out to the winner personally and send them a message on Facebook, which they took a little bit of time to respond, which is also why I'm putting this video up a little bit later. But the winner of that giveaway was Sarah Benson, so congratulations Sarah for winning my $100 Target gift card. I hope you enjoy it and can use it on some Christmas presents. I was so happy to do that giveaway for you guys, and I ended up getting so much positive feedback and love from you guys just from that video and from all of my cleaning videos I've been doing lately, so I want to keep them going. Because I only gave away one gift card last time, I kind of felt bad and I wanted to give you guys another opportunity to win. So I am going to be giving away a basket of my favorite things, and I haven't quite figured out what that's going to be yet, but there's going to be 2 winners in this giveaway, and I'm going to have this giveaway running from today, which is the 29th of November, and I will have that giveaway end on Christmas, December 25th. So you got a little bit under a month for this giveaway, and all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber of my channel, and then leave me a comment below and let me know what is on your Christmas wish list, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, what's on your holiday wish list. Leave me a comment below and make sure you're subscribed to my channel. That's all you have to do to enter, and like I said, there'll be 2 winners for this. And once I kind of figure out what I want to put in my basket of my favorite things, I will post another video maybe in a couple weeks and show you guys what I'm planning on giving away. So in my last couple of videos, you guys were really wanting to see how I meal plan, so that is going to be what I'm sharing with you in today's video. I'm really excited to share with you guys all my tips and tricks for how I grocery shop, what I buy, and how I make the most out of my money and just planning for healthy food, or healthy-ish food. I'm not going to say like I'm the most healthy person, because I definitely give myself a little bit of leniency, but I like to cook everything at home. I'm not a big restaurant food person. I like to go every once in a while, but on the majority of days, I would say 6 to 7 days out of the week, I'm cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The first thing I want to mention about meal planning is that the way that I meal plan and what works for me might not necessarily work as well for you. So feel free to make changes to how I do this as you need and what fits in your schedule. Obviously, everyone's schedule is a little bit different. Everyone's ability to cook and like, you know, resources and how much money you can spend on groceries, all that varies, but I'm just going to share with you guys what works for me. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more how I meal plan, keep watching. The first thing you're going to need to start meal planning is obviously a calendar. I like to have just a big gigantic calendar that I can fill up and use as my meal planning calendar throughout the month, and I like to write on it with pencil in case things change or we're out to dinner one night and I don't end up making something at home. First thing I like to do when I start to meal plan for my 2-week, I guess, grocery haul is just write down what I have in the freezer or write down what I have in the fridge and what needs to be cooked and when. So like for example, right now I know I need to use up about 3 or 4 bell peppers that I have in the fridge. They're kind of on their last leg and I have not gotten a chance to use them because we were gone all weekend. I didn't get to do much cooking at all. So I will make sure I cut up all of my bell peppers, and I will figure out how I can use those bell peppers throughout this week. And as long as you look at what you have and what you need to get rid of, that will really help you when it comes to meal planning. You can pretty much just plan meals around what you already have. And then also I like to take inventory of my freezer, my fridge, and just see if there's any staples that I'm missing, like if I'm out of a spice that I need for a couple different recipes, or if I need a certain vegetable or anything like that. So just keep a list of what you have. If you've seen my video I made last week on my home management binder, if you've not seen that, I will have that link down below. I do have a couple sheets in my home management binder that are freezer, fridge, and pantry inventory, and just knowing what you have on hand is a great way to keep yourself organized and make sure that you have everything you need for cooking throughout the week. So normally what we do when it comes to grocery shopping is we go to Sam's Club for our big things. Like we go to Sam's Club for toilet paper, paper towel, hand soap, just stuff that we go through on a daily basis, plastic wrap I buy from there in like Ziploc bags, everything like that. And then we also buy our meat from there. We figured out that it's cheaper to buy meat in bulk from Sam's Club or from Costco, wherever you have like that. And then I'll buy a big multi-pack of something, and then I will break it down when I take it home into individual portions for each individual meal. Later on in the video, I will be showing you guys how I break down my meats and everything from Sam's Club and how I store them in the freezer. I just found that it's easier to do this. I'm not one of those people that likes to go to the grocery store more often than I need to. I prefer just to do my grocery day and then I'm good for 2 weeks. And that way I know I've got everything I need. And then we might go in between the 2 weeks, like we might go a big grocery store trip, and then the next weekend we'll just go and get like eggs and milk or whatever, you know, staples that we're out of, things that we seem to go through pretty quickly. And that is really, really beneficial when it comes to meal planning, because you know you'll have a big quantity stored in your freezer. You're never gonna be left feeling like you don't have anything, and I always have something that I can cook. And then for our fresh produce, we go to a little local market and get all of our fruits and vegetables for the week and salad stuff and everything like that. And then we also get some things from Trader Joe's as well, like the pumpkin pancake mix, and we'll go to Trader Joe's for wine, and then just little certain items that we know we love from there. I like to make as many things as I can from scratch using the most natural, high quality ingredients I can afford. I just feel like the better things that you put into your body, the better you feel, the better your skin looks, everything like that. I like to cook from home pretty much every single day of the week. We don't really go out to eat very much because we always have food to eat at home. We find that that saves us a lot of money. So when you're going through your meal plan, it's really important to know what you have stored in your freezer and what you have in your fridge and pantry as well. And make sure that you incorporate all of your leftovers and pre-made meals. Like if you've got leftover soup frozen in the freezer, try and incorporate that so you get more room in your freezer before you bring other groceries in. And that's how I kind of like to plan. I like to plan based on what I need to use at first. That's just what works for me. And then I've also figured out that if let's say I need to chop up onions for 3 recipes this week, I will chop up all my onions in one, and then I will put them in the fridge or the freezer, either one, and I'll know I already have everything prepped, so that way if I need to work late one day or if I'm going to be out one day, I can come home and I know that all my ingredients are at least prepped, so it's a lot easier to cook dinner that way than having to cut onions 3 separate times. That's a really good tip. Sometimes I'll do that with garlic too, or if I have to make chili one day, I'll know I'll make like tacos the day before, and then I'll throw the leftover ground beef into my chili. Those are kind of tricks that you have to learn along the way, and it has taken me a long time to figure out what works for me. So give yourself patience and a little bit of time to figure out what works for you. But I will be showing you guys what I do when I bring my meat from Sam's Club home and how I break that down, and then I'll also show you guys my calendar and how I actually sit down and plan my meals. Alright you guys, so this is my December calendar, and I'm going to show you guys how I meal planned for these first 2 weeks. Now today is Tuesday the 29th, and I went grocery shopping the weekend before this. So I went grocery shopping this past weekend, and I got everything I'm going to need for these 2 weeks. Now I've already picked out what meals I'm gonna make, and I have them written down on a separate calendar because I wanted to show you guys exactly how I plan my meals. So as you can see, on each day I have an L and a D, and that stands obviously for lunch and dinner. And for breakfast, for me, most days I just eat hard-boiled eggs or scrambled eggs or an egg white omelet, and then whatever fruit we have. Excuse me. So I try and keep breakfast as simple as possible, and then I just plan for lunches and dinners. That's what works for me. If you guys have it in you to make a big breakfast every morning, that's great, but I'm not one of those people. So I'm just gonna show you guys how I start by doing this, and I will show you guys how I get my meat all split up and everything like that. But I also have, I wanted to show you guys this. I have a list right here, and these are just the things that we need to eat / use up. This is just stuff that we have maybe in our fridge or our freezer. So I just have pot roast. That's what I made for dinner last night. So we need to eat that up. And then we've got some bell peppers that are kind of on their last leg. We've got some split pea soup left over in the freezer that needs to be eaten. And then we have leftover pizza from takeout the other night. And then we need to eat up our pineapple and our pomegranate. So normally I'll just eat the pomegranate and pineapple like for a late night snack, or I'll use a pineapple actually probably for dinner tonight. But I just like to keep a list of what I have that needs to be eaten up. That way I know what I've got and stuff doesn't go bad and we don't waste food. So it's good to kind of keep a little list like this. Sometimes I keep this in my home management binder, but sometimes it's just easier if it's a short list to write it down separately. So I have this and I'll just refer back to that as I need. But so for yesterday dinner, I made pot roast. And I had dinner, or I had lunch with my mom. So today for lunch, I'm gonna eat our leftover pizza. And then for dinner tonight, we're gonna eat leftover pot roast. It's really important to, when you're also meal planning, to account for leftovers. So I do like to cook pretty much every single day, but if we make something bigger, like a pot roast, there's lots of it, we'll have leftovers the next day. And we also love to eat leftovers for lunch. I send Ryan to work every day with leftovers from the night before, and I tend to eat leftovers for the next lunch the next day as well. But we did have leftover pizza that needs to be eaten up, so I'll eat that for lunch today, and then we'll just eat the leftover pot roast tonight for dinner because there's enough of it. And then tomorrow for lunch, I'm gonna be making buffalo chicken meatballs. And when I make my buffalo chicken meatballs, I'm actually gonna share that recipe with you guys because it is one of my favorite go-to quick and easy lunches. It's something that I keep in the freezer in bulk pretty much, and it's really easy and delicious just to heat it up. That's what I'll eat on days that I'm filming or I know I'm gonna be busy doing house stuff and I don't feel like sitting down and cooking a big lunch, or we're not maybe gonna have leftovers from the night before. So I will make buffalo chicken meatballs on Wednesday, and then for dinner we're gonna have sweet and sour chicken. And then with my sweet and sour chicken, I will be using up the pineapple that we have already in our fridge. So that's a good way to use that up. And then I'll also throw some bell pepper in there as well. So let's just put a P for pineapple and BP for bell peppers. And I'll remember to use those in that recipe. And then I'll eat the leftover sweet and sour chicken for lunch on Thursday. And then on Thursday for dinner, I'm gonna make chili using the leftover bell peppers, and then we've got ground beef in our freezer that needs to be cooked as well. So then moving on to Friday, I will have chili for lunch from the night before, and then I will also have filet with veggies for dinner. Normally we like to have steak on Friday nights. It's kind of like a date night thing. Instead of going out to eat, we like to buy our filet from Sam's Club, and it saves us a lot of money, and we still feel like we're having a nice like treat. So, and then on Saturday we will have leftovers for lunch. And that can be leftover filet. We'll probably have some leftover chili. We might have some leftover sweet and sour chicken, so this is definitely gonna be a leftovers lunch. Saturdays are normally when we run around and run errands anyway, so I like to just kind of make something easy planned for lunch. And then on Saturday for dinner, we're gonna do homemade pizza. I love to keep pizza dough frozen in my freezer, and I actually have a recipe on my pizza dough on my channel. It's under my buffalo chicken pizza recipe video, and I will leave that in the link down below if that's something that you guys want to see. You can go ahead and check that out. And then that already brings us into the next Sunday. And then on Sundays, I like to do kind of a slow cook meal. So I'll either do like ribs, or I'll do some sort of pasta, spaghetti, and I'll have the sauce kind of simmering all day. So Sundays are good for that. On Sunday for lunch, we probably will have leftover homemade pizza. That'll probably be enough. And then for dinner on Sunday, I'm gonna do Sunday sauce. And this is just like a slow simmering tomato sauce with garlic and onions, and I like to put it on in the morning and let it cook pretty much all day, and then we'll have spaghetti for dinner, usually with salad. We don't really like to eat carbs a lot, but sometimes we will eat the brown rice pasta from Trader Joe's. That's absolutely my favorite. I love that. And then for lunch on Monday, I'll be with my mom again because we hang out on Mondays. So her and I normally will either grab lunch or we'll just heat something up quick here. And then for dinner, we need to eat up our split pea soup from the freezer. And we will probably have split pea soup or leftover sauce. Now I will say sometimes when I make a big sauce like this or something that's gonna be frozen, I'll end up, instead of eating leftovers the next day, I'll end up freezing it. So if I'm gonna freeze something, I'll just put a star by it, and that's how I know that I need to freeze it, whatever leftovers there are. And it helps because if there's a day somewhere down here that I'm really busy, I'll know that I'll have leftover Sunday sauce in the freezer, and we can just heat that up with some pasta, and that'll be a really quick meal. So for lunch on Tuesday, I'm gonna do those buffalo chicken meatballs again, because those are normally days that I like to film and I'll be in front of my computer working all day, so I won't really like to do a big lunch for that. And then for dinner on Tuesday, we're gonna do grilled chicken salad. And then for lunch on Wednesday, I will probably do the leftover chicken salad. And then for dinner, we're gonna do breakfast. Breakfast for dinner. I love having breakfast for dinner. It's such a quick dinner to make, and it's honestly so good. And then for lunch on Thursday, I'm gonna use there probably will be some leftover chicken, so we'll do a chicken Caesar wrap. And then for dinner on Thursday, we're gonna do some salmon, because we got salmon in our freezer that needs to be eaten. And then for lunch, we'll do salmon and rice, brown rice, and veggies. Why are you whining? You're fine. And then for lunch on Friday, I'm gonna do we'll probably have buffalo chicken meatballs again. It's like my favorite lunch while I'm filming and just busy throughout the day. It's just quick to heat it up. And then for dinner, we will do T-bone steaks, because we have those out in the freezer. For lunch on Saturday, we'll do sandwiches. And then for dinner on Saturday, we'll probably do stir fry with the leftover steaks. And then I can actually keep going on this calendar because I know what's going on for these couple days. On lunch on Sunday, we'll probably just have leftovers. I love leftovers. I didn't used to like them growing up, but I love them now. And then for dinner, we're gonna be with Ryan's family. So we won't need to really think about dinner for that because we'll be out over by their house. And then on Monday, this will be after we grocery shop. But normally on Mondays, if we're running around all weekend, I'll just do something easier for dinner. So let's plan on doing tacos on Monday, that next Monday, and then for lunch I'll be with my mom. Yeah, this is how I meal plan, you guys. As you can see, I've got a little bit over 2 weeks full of meals already planned. And honestly, if you have 2 people in your family like we do, or 2 people in your household, I like to cook for, let's say 4, and that way I know I always have leftovers. And as long as I shop smart and I plan my meals ahead of time, I spend less money at the grocery store, and I just know that I have everything that I'm gonna need. So this is my 2-week meal plan, and I'm gonna show you guys now how I actually take home my food from the grocery store and how I like to store it. So I will show you guys that right now. So when I get home from Sam's Club, I normally like to do this straight away just to know that it's done and everything is frozen that same day and it stays nice and fresh. Now with this ground beef, I purchased a 6-pound package, and when I got home I used my handy dandy food scale, which if you do not have one of these, I highly recommend it. This tells you how much things weigh in the kitchen, and it goes in pounds, ounces, kilograms, everything like that. There's a ton of different methods of weighing things, but what I like to do is use my scale, and then I individually freeze 1-pound portions of ground beef. So I have 6 freezer size bags full of ground beef like that, and that way I can just take out 1 pound as I need. I can just know that I've got 6 pounds of ground beef in the freezer, and then I will add these 6 pounds onto my inventory list inside of my home management binder and kind of mark them off as I go. So I know I've got 6 pounds of ground beef. That's pretty much 6 different recipes unless something calls for more, or I decide to double a recipe or something like that. At least I know I've got 6 pounds of ground beef frozen in my freezer right now. I do the same thing with my chicken. So this is chicken drumsticks, and I like to just use a Sharpie and label what it is and then the date that I brought it home and froze it. So this is a multi-pack that I actually split into 3 different bags, and it was an 18 pack of chicken drumsticks for around $7. And what I did is I just froze them into 6 wing packets. So normally when it's just Ryan and I, we'll each eat like 2 or 3, or maybe I'll eat 2 drumsticks and he'll eat 4, but I don't normally ever need more than 6 at a time, and if I do, I can just grab it from another bag. But I just have 6 packs of chicken thighs or chicken drumsticks in my freezer, and I'll use this for fried chicken, and I'll use the bones to make chicken stock. And if you guys want a more in-detailed video on any of the recipes I've mentioned, please leave me a comment below and I will definitely put that up for you. This is actually ribs, and this pack of ribs, I bought a 2-pack last time we were at the grocery store, and I took the ribs out and separated them into their own individual bags. So this is a whole rack of ribs, baby back ribs, and I already cooked the other portion of this, and I actually noticed when I brought my ribs home last time and I froze them just 1 rack in each bag that I probably could have split each rack into half, and Ryan and I would just split the half because last time we had way too many leftover ribs, and ribs aren't really as good leftovers, so I'm gonna do that a little bit differently for next time. That just goes to show that I'm not even an expert on this. It just is what works for me, and this is how I think you guys should do it too, if you're one of those people like me that likes to just keep your fridge and pantry completely stocked. So that is how I do the ribs. And then the last thing I'll show you guys is how I do my chicken breasts. So these are the chicken breasts I bought. I only have a small amount this time. I only bought 1 pack. Normally we'll buy 2 or 3 packs, but they weren't really a good price when we bought them, so I just decided to get 1 this time. But I do want to show you guys what I do with my chicken breasts. For chicken breasts, whatever reason it is, these tend to get freezer burned really quickly. So what I like to do is I'll just take Glad press and seal plastic wrap, and I'll individually wrap each chicken breast before I put them in the bag. Chicken breasts are one of those things that I normally either need to take out 1 or 2 at a time. So I just find that it's easier to store them like this. That way I'm not trying to reach in and thaw them all and then refreeze. This is just the easiest way to do it, and that way I always know I have 3 chicken breasts left, and I actually already took 2 out of this bag because I'm going to be making sweet and sour chicken and some other chicken things, buffalo chicken meatballs throughout this week. So I took those out to let it thaw, and I'm going to go run and throw everything back in my freezer. Alright you guys, so that is it for my meal planning video. Comment below and let me know if you guys try any of these things out. If you guys meal plan, please leave me any tips that you have down below. I'm always trying to change my routine up a little bit and figure out what works better for running my home, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I absolutely love making these home management videos for you guys, so please, please, please subscribe if you have not yet. Subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you, and don't forget to leave comments down below letting me know what is on your holiday wish list so you can be entered into my giveaway that will be ending on December 25th. I love doing giveaways for you guys. I'm gonna try and do them pretty much every month or so if I can do that. I would love to just keep giving back to you guys. I love it so much, and thank you guys for all of your love for my last couple of videos. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.